Good afternoon to everyone. So far we have started with practical number 3 in DBMS lab sessions, alright. You were informed to complete the rest part of practical 3. So how many of you have completed it? I am talking about creating the 4 new tables, inserting the records into it, and performing 10 plus 10, 20 queries of practical 3. So how many of you already done that thing? Because today I'm going to check everything and then we'll go for the next part of practical 3, that is the remaining last part of practical 3. So those who have done, just give me a done message, and those who have done are left with it, just give me that how much part is left. Either you have started it, either you are in the middle, or only one or two things are left. Give me the consent. Each and every one, all the 11 students present in this lab, I want the consent from you all. Whatever you have done so far, either you only created one table and everything is left, just write down one table is done. So whatever is the status of practical 3 from each of you, I want each of them status, so that I can know how to start and what to start. And no need to leave the meeting. Whatever you have done, just be frank and tell me that yes, it has been done, it has not been done, it is partially done, whatever it is. Yeah. So I can see there are 6 students who have already done. Okay, Harshjit is saying one table is remaining. Okay, Harshjit, no issues. Complete that part now. Start completing that table, whatever it is left from your side. Yeah, others, Deria, Disha has already done. Okay. Okay, whatever is left, just complete it right now first. Whatever things are left, complete it right now. I am going to check everyone's data today. Each of them's data I am going to check today. Anil, what is the update on your side? Whatever you've just done, just tell me. Anil, oh, you haven't started yet. Fine, no issues. Start doing it now. Keyur, Joy, Dipen, what is the status from your side? Sanjana, give me the status of your work of practical 3. Yes, the names that I have spelled. Sanjana, Keyur, Joy, Dipen. Okay, Sanjana has completed, fine. So let's start with Dhairya. Dhairya, you share your screen and show me how much you have done so far. Dhairya. Dhairya, can you hear me? Okay, Dhairya is left. Okay, fine. Dirga, can you share your screen and show me how much you have done? As you said, it is done completely. Show it to me. Yes, Dhairya, I can see your screen. Okay, okay. Scroll it, scroll it, scroll it. Fine, okay. Disha, share your screen. Disha, just share your screen. Okay, fine, no issues. Harshjit, you are left with one table, right? Just show me whatever you have done till now. Yes, Harshjit. Okay, fine, Harshjit. Jai, share your screen and show me how much you have done. Jai. Yeah, show me whatever you have done so far. Even if it is remaining, don't worry. Okay. Miloni, share your screen and show me how much you have done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Scroll it down. Okay. Okay, fine. Niyati, Niyati, share your screen.
Yes, sir, 1 minute.
Okay.
Sir, actually, the Word file is in the laptop and I am attending from the phone. How can I show?
Mm, so can you join it from your laptop?
Okay, sir.
Okay, by the time Parthiv, share your screen and show me your work. Okay, Parthiv, no issues. Sanjana, can you share your screen? Yes, Sanjana. Sanjana, are you there? Okay, fine. So only about, okay, Hasjit, you can share your screen. Yeah, scroll it. Okay, fine. So about 2 or 3 students are working right now on the tables. Others have already completed all the tasks. So now let's do one thing. Let's continue with our practical 3, and let me just present my screen. So I think it is visible to everyone, right? The practical 3, this PDF file mainly. Okay, so far what you have done in practical 1, 2, that is okay. That you already done, so I'm not going to discuss it right now. I am concerned with practical number 3. You already added the constraints to the table and you created the table and inserted the records in it. So account, loan, transaction and installment table. You perform this 10 plus this 10 queries, right? Now we are left with the next part, that is constraint based queries. So now what you have to do actually here is you will first create the table. After the table has been created, we are going to add constraints to the table. In the previous part, what we have done, we were adding the constraints while creating the table, right? આપણે constraint table બનાવતા વખતે જ નાખી દીધા હતા બધા કે check first name should be with this, it should be primary key like this. But now the next part of this is, once you have created the table, thereafter you require that I have to add such type of constraints to my table, right? So how to do that thing we are going to learn today. Once the table has been created and then you want to add some constraints to your table, we are going to see this part today. Right, so what is the first task that you have to do is, let me just, okay. So I hope the two tables are visible to everyone. The title is student and second title is register. So do one thing, all of you first create these two tables, student with these four columns and register table with two columns in your Oracle quickly. Once it is created, just give me done as a message in chat box. Create only the table, don't insert any records or don't insert any constraints. Just create the table as per the given column name and data type and size. Do it right now and give me the consent as done in the chat box. Be quick. Am I clear with everyone what you have to do? You need to create the two tables in your Oracle, and with this structure only, do not enter any data. Once both the tables are created, give me a message as done in chat box. You need to create the two tables without inserting the records, without inserting any type of constraints in the Apex Oracle. You need to create these two tables. Once it is created, give me a message called done in the chat box. All 11 students or 10 students present in this lab, you need to do this. Okay, Miloni has completed the task. Parthiv has done the task. Disha has already done. Niyati and Sanjana has already done. I am waiting for others. Just you need to create the structure of two tables, student and register. Student is having 4 columns, all of varchar type. Register is having 2 columns, all of varchar type. Yes, what about others? How many of you have done it other than these 5 students? Yes, Jai, Harshjit, Dhairya. What about you? Yes, what are others doing right now? Is it created? Jai, Anil, Dirgha, Dhairya. Okay, I think others are not performing in SQL right now because I think they don't have their belongings like laptops or anything with them. Fine, so now let's start with the query. So what actually it has been asked here is constraint based queries, and you need to create the two tables. Okay, there are no issues. You need to create one table of student and one table of register. So first of all, let me create these tables in my SQL. So I'll just go for the query, create table student, and the first column is roll number, that is of varchar type, let us say size 5. Then comes name, branch and address, name, branch, sorry, varchar 2, size 10. Then branch, varchar 2 of size 30, and address of size varchar 2 and 25, let us say, and let me create the table. So table has been created. Similarly, I have to create one register table. So register, roll number will be as it is, and the other column is name. I think so, yeah, it's name. So name of 10, else 2 columns are not required. So I'll just delete it, and the invalid identifier somewhere, oh, comma would not be there at the end of the last column. So I have created the two tables same as you, right? So now let us go with the first query. What is the first query? That after the table has been created, right, what I need to do, I need to add a primary key on a roll number column. So I need to add a primary key on a roll number column and provide constraint name prim underscore roll NO. So now let me just open my notepad file. So now we are talking about adding constraint to the table post creation. That means after the table has been created, we have to add constraint. Now if you are adding primary key, foreign key, or you are adding check constraint, then you will use alter command, alter, and you will use add method of it. And if you are using adding not null constraint, right, if you are using not null, then you are going to use alter command, and that too with modify command or modify method of it. So this is the rule that you need to remember, right? Now to add any constraint, what you have to write down is, you will first write down your query, followed by you will write down constraint or keyword. Either you will write here add or modify, right, constraint. Then you need to write down constraint name. That means you need to identify one constraint with some particular name. So this is what constraint name is. Then you need to write down the constraint type. The type will be either primary key, foreign key, check, or not null. So you will use any of these types. So you are going to write down constraint type. Into bracket you are going to write down column. So this is what the syntax of adding constraint is, right? You will write down your query, then you will write down either add or modify. You need to write the keyword called constraint, then a constraint name, any name to the constraint, then constraint type, and at last you are going to write down the column name on which you need to impose a particular constraint. So this is the generalized syntax of a constraint. Now what is our first question? The first question is, you need to add a primary key on this particular roll number column, and you need to identify that constraint with a name called prim underscore roll no. So this is what the first rule is, that I need to name the constraint as prim underscore roll no. So the constraint name will go here, the type is primary key, and the column name is roll number. So what type of constraint we are imposing? It is primary key, right? So we are going to use alter and add command, right? So the first query will go like this: alter table. What is the table name? Student table, right? And then into bracket what I will write? Add constraint, the keyword, then the constraint name. What is the name of constraint here? Prim underscore roll no. So I will write prim roll no, right? Then my type is primary key, and into bracket I have to write down the column name. The column name is roll no, right? The roll no is the column name. So this is my query: alter table student.
Sir, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt, but are you, sir,
Yes.
sir, are you performing in Oracle right now?
I will first write down the query in this particular notepad file, and then same query I will perform in the Oracle.
But sir, I'm not able to see the notepad file.
Just a moment. I already shared my
We are
screen.
not able to see.
Oh, sorry guys, sorry. I already shared the PDF file, not the entire screen. Sorry. It's
Okay.
my problem from my side.
Yes.
Just a moment. Now you will be able to see whole screen. So again, I'm repeating everything, don't worry.
Yes.
This is the notepad file that I was discussing. Right. Now we are talking about adding the constraints to the table post creation. That means we are adding a constraints to the table after table has been created. So if you want to add primary key, foreign key, or if you want to add check constraint, you will use alter command and add method of it. If you are adding not null constraint to the table or any column, you will use alter command as well as the modify method of alter command. And what will be the query, or how you are going to add constraint? You are going to add constraint like this. You will write down the query, then followed by you will either use add or modify command, then you will write a constraint keyword, followed by the name of the constraint. You need to identify a constraint with a particular name. Then you need to write down the constraint type. The type is these are primary key, foreign key, check, or not null. And then you need to write down the column on which you need to put this particular constraint. So this is what this syntax is. Now let me just discuss about this particular first query. What is the first query? Add primary key to the roll number. So what is the column name? This is roll number of student table. What we are going to write down or add a constraint, that is primary key, right? And the name of the constraint should be prim underscore roll no. So now I am going to put a primary key on the roll number column of student table, and I will identify that primary key with prim underscore roll no name, right? So for that, the answer will be like this: alter table name. Into bracket, I am going to write down add because I am using primary key, so I will use alter and add method. So alter has been used. I have created add method of it. Now I will write down the constraint keyword. Then I need to give a name to that constraint. So prim roll no, that is the constraint name. Then I have to give the constraint type. So constraint type is primary key. And on what column I am adding it? I am adding the primary key on this particular column roll no. Right? Clear with this syntax, everyone? Clear with this syntax? So now let me copy this and paste it to this Oracle. So I'll just paste it. I have written alter table student, add constraint prim roll no, primary key. The type of the constraint is primary key, identified by prim roll no on roll number column of this student table. Let me execute it. Invalid alter table option. Just a moment. What is the problem with it? Give me a moment. Alter table student. Let me just check it out, my query. Give me a moment. I think it is right, but I don't see any mistake in this. Just a moment. Oh, I stopped presenting. Just a moment. Invalid alter table option. Alter table name. Add constraint name, and into bracket just a moment, let me just check it out.
Sir,
Yes,
in add constant it is prime underscore roll number.
yeah, that is okay. This is just the name, so name can be anything.
Sir,
Yes,
big bracket છે ને એ remove કરી નાખો એટલે થઈ જશે.
yeah, that is what I am just checking out. Yeah, okay, that was only the issue with Friends, just a moment. Give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, that was the only issue. That was brackets were not required. So alter table student, add constraint this constraint name and a primary key on a particular column. So I got a message called table altered. Right. So this is the first syntax. Then let's go for the second one. We need to add not null constraint to name as well as the branch column of the student table. So for this name and for this branch, I need to add not null constraint. So for not null constraint, what I am going to use? I am going to use modify, right? So I will write like this: alter table student, and then I'll just remove the brackets from here, and then I will write modify into bracket if you wish, or you can write modify constraint, and you can say constraint name 1 is not null 1, and that is to be put up on, or I would say modify into bracket. The first column is name, constraint not null 1, and the type is not null, and I can write down the second column together, and branch, again I need to put a constraint. Let me write it down, not null 2, and again it is a not null. So this is what we have done, that we have added not null constraint which is on name column, which is identified by not null 1 name, and we have add not null constraint to the branch column that is identified by not null 2 name, right? So this is what this query will be. Let me just try to copy and paste it in the Oracle. Just let me try to execute it. Missing right parenthesis. What is the issue? Okay, just a moment. No, there are some issues. Let me check it out this second. I already performed it, but I think so it is, yeah, it is okay. We need to write down comma instead of and. Okay, right. So let me run this. Right, so we have added two constraints, name constraint not null 1, and the constraint type is not null, comma. On branch again we have created not null 2 constraint, which is actually not null constraint. So we are using comma instead of and. That is what we are using. So the query will be changed here. It will be comma, not and. It will be a comma. Fine. So this is the second one. What is the third one? Let's check it out. Third is add check constraint, and check name is in the capital letter. So now we are going to add a check constraint on our name column, because we are going to check the name should be in the capital letters. So for that we are again going to write down the same thing. Alter table student, and we are going to write add constraint. Let us say constraint name is CK, and we are going to write check name equals to upper of name. That means the name should be in the uppercase or should be in the capital characters. So upper is the function that is used to check a particular name or a particular set of characters in a capital case or not. So let me just copy this and paste it to the Oracle, and I have got a message called table has been altered. So CK is the constraint name, and constraint type is check, name equals to upper name, right? So this is the third query. Okay, then let's go for the fourth one. What is the fourth one? Fourth one is drop the primary key. So whatever primary key we have added to this particular column, right, we need to delete it. We don't want primary key anymore. So how to write down that thing? Again, we will write down alter table, table name is student, and then we will just write down drop primary key. We are not going to specify any particular name to it. We will just write down drop primary key. So whatever primary keys are available in your table, right, all the primary keys of that table will be deleted or will be removed. So copy this and paste it to my Oracle. So alter table student, drop primary key. So it will delete all the primary key from the table. I have got the message called table has been altered. If I try to execute the same command again, I will get an error that cannot drop non-existing primary key. So it is saying that you already deleted all the primary key from the table. Now there is no primary key available in the table, so you cannot delete it. So this is what the syntax is, right? And next is, let's go for the fifth one. The fifth query is drop the constraint. So what does this mean? Whatever constraint you have already put up in the table, you need to delete all the constraints. So it means that you need to delete the constraint not null on name column as well as branch column. You need to delete the constraint that was of capital letter on the name column. So you need to delete all the constraints that you have imposed on a particular table. So we are going to delete not null on name. You are going to delete capital character constraint on name column. You are going to delete not null constraint on branch column. So for that, the syntax will be like this: alter table student, then you are going to write down drop constraint and your constraint name. What is the constraint name for name column for not null? It is not null 1. So I am just going to write down not null 1 and a semicolon. Similarly, I will write down for all of them. So let me just copy this and I will write down not null 2 here. That is for branch, and the last one is check constraints. So I will write down here CK. So we are going to write down only the constraint names here: not null 1, not null 2 and CK. You can see here CK is the constraint name for check. Not null 1 is the constraint name for not null constraint of name. Not null 2 is the constraint name of not null constraint of branch. So we have written this syntax. So let us try to execute one by one each of them. So drop constraint not null 1. I have got the message table has been altered. If I try to execute this command again, it will give me a message cannot drop constraint non-existing constraint. So there is no constraint exists such called drop or this not null constraint, so you cannot delete it again. If I change it from not null 1 to not null 2, it will delete it. It will give a message table has been altered. And if I give here CK, it will give me a message called table altered. So if I execute again, it will give me an error. So now all the constraints have been deleted from the table. So this is what the syntax is. This is for student table, right? Similarly, we are going to execute all the things for register table. So let us go for the first query of register table. The first query of register table says that provide foreign key references roll number of student table. So I need to provide one foreign key reference to the student table. So now if I want to give or use a foreign key, what is the most important rule that is to be followed? Anyone? What is the most important rule that I have to follow if I want to use a foreign key? Give me the answer. If I want to use foreign key, what is the most important rule I should follow?
They should have at least one column in common.
Okay, other than that, yes, if we are referring to a particular table, right? The table that we are referring should have a primary key column, and both the columns must be same. So there are two rules for the foreign key reference. The table that we are referring should have a primary key, and the same primary key column should be there to be referred. So if we compare these two tables, the roll number column of student table and roll number column of register table are same. So we can have a foreign key reference. But is this roll number of student table a primary key? Yes or no? Is this roll number column of this student table a primary key? No, because we added earlier primary key to it, but we dropped it later on, right? So first task that I have to do is I need to make this roll number column as a primary key. So what I will do, I will execute the same command of this, adding a primary key to the roll number column. So now my table has been altered. So now I have a primary key column in my student table. I have a primary key, right? So now I can add a foreign key to the primary key table. So now how to write down the answer? We will write down. Anyone can give the answer if they wish. Can anyone give me the answer? You can refer the question. Can anyone give me the answer for this? Yeah, anyone is giving answer for this? How to add a foreign key reference then? So to add a foreign key reference, what we will use, we will write alter table register. Then we are using add method because we are adding foreign key. Add constraint. Constraint name, let us say it is FKROLLNO. That means foreign key roll number. Then we need to write down foreign key. Into bracket we need to write down the second table's name, that is registers table name, tables column. We need to write down register table, the table who wants to refer. Into bracket the column that wants to refer the other column. The column is ROLLNO. Then we are going to write down references keyword, and what it refers to the student table. Into bracket its column name, that is roll number. So what we have done, we have altered table register. We have added a constraint called FKROLLNO, that is foreign key. Now this foreign key is for this register table. So we need to say that which column of this register table will be referring the some other column of primary key table. So we have said that roll number column of register table is going to refer student table and specifically the roll number column of student table. So this is what the syntax is. Let me copy this and paste it to my SQL Oracle. So this is the syntax: alter table register, add constraint FKROLLNO, foreign key, and referring to the student table. Let me execute this. So I got the message table has been altered. It means the foreign key reference has been added to this register table on the roll number column of this register table, which refers to the roll number column of student table. So this is how you are going to add foreign key. Then what is the next question? Add check constraint to check name's first letter is always capital. Now you all need to give me the answer for this. Read this particular. Give me the answer for the second one. Add check constraint to check the first letter of the name is always capital for register table. Give me the answer for this one by one. I want the answer for the second query. Try it out. I want the answer for the second query. Give me the answer, students. Give me the answer for the second query. You need to check only the first character of the name should be capital. Is there anyone who is trying? No one is trying this query, everyone? Okay, then let me just go through the query. What it says, we need to add a check constraint. So what I will do, I will just copy paste the first one, this one, and here I will write down second query. So I will just paste it. Instead of student table, I will write down register table, and alter table register, add constraint. Let us give us the name as CK only. And what you need to do now here, you need to check that the first character of the name should be capital, right? But what will this do? It will say that it will do, or it will check the complete name. But we don't want the complete name, we only want the first character, right? Other characters must be in the lower case. Only the first character should be in the capital case. So for that, what I'm going to use is, I'm going to use a function called substring function, and I'm going to pass the name column to it, and I will say 1 comma 1. Now what do you mean by this? Anyone? Check substring name 1 comma 1 equals to upper of substring of name comma 1 comma 1. Can anyone explain me what do you mean by this particular highlighted one? Substr name 1 comma 1. What do you mean by this? Anyone? Can anyone tell me? Students? We have to check only character which is first. So what we have done actually here, we have passed name column. The second is, we have said that start from the first position. So 1 is the first position, and we have said that extract only the one character. So it will start from the first character and extract only the one character, that is first character, and it will check whether it is in uppercase or not. So this is how the constraint works. Substring name 1 comma 1 equals to upper substring name 1 comma 1. So it will check that first character of the name is capital or not. So let me just copy this and paste it to the Oracle and run it. So I got the message called table has been altered. That means it will only check whether the first character is capital or not. Now give me the answer for the next query. The third one, we already done this. Add not null constraint to the name of the register table. Add not null constraint to the name of register table. Give me the answer for this. You need to add not null constraint to the register table. Give me the answer. You need to add. I can open my text file just for your reference. So you can use this not null part, second query, and you can give me the answer of second, third query. You need to add not null constraint to the name column of register table. Give me the answer. This is not important in terms of GTU, but it is just the part of your practical. Yeah, anyone who can give the answer of this? Add not null constraint to the name column of register table. Anyone? I have got the answer. Alter table register, add name constraint not null 1 not null. Okay, any other answers from anyone else? Any other answers from anyone else?
Add will not come, modify will come.
Okay, very good.
Alter
Yes. So alter table register, modify name constraint not null 1 and a not null. So same thing will be applied here. The same thing, this one. Whatever I have highlighted, that is the only answer. So let us add it here, third, and instead of this student, we will write down register. Modify, then the column name is name, constraint is not null 1 and the type is not null. Let me copy this and paste it to Oracle and check whether it is correct or not. Not null. And I got the message table has been altered. So I have added not null constraint to my register table, and that will be on a name column. Next, let's go for the next query. Drop foreign key of register table. So now you need to delete the foreign key that we have added to the register table. Give me the answer for this. Give me the answer for this. Yes, give me the answer for this. Remove or delete or drop foreign key of register table. Give me the answer for this. Alter table register, drop foreign key into bracket roll number. Okay, very good. Any other answers? Any other answers from anyone? See, very good. So what we will write down? We will write down simply the same thing. Fourth query will be alter table register. Instead of modify, what we will do, we will write down drop constraint. And what is the constraint name of foreign key? That is FKROLLNO. That's it. This is the answer. We are just deleting the constraint. So we can just write constraint name and provide it to Oracle to delete it. Let's run this. I have got a message called table altered. If I try to execute the same command again, it will give me an error that there is no constraint existing in this particular statement. So you cannot execute this one. Last one, the last query. Drop not null constraint. Give me the answer for this. And this is the particular constraint that we have added. What will be the answer of this? Fifth one. Alter table register drop. What I will to write else in this? You need to delete not null constraint that you added to your you have to delete not null constraint that you added to your register table to the name column. How to write down the answer of this? It will be simply alter table register drop constraint. And what is the constraint name of the not null? It is NOTNUL1. So that's it. This is the answer. Copy this and paste it to your Oracle, and you will see run, and you will get a message table has been altered. On re-executing the same thing, it will give me the error. So these are the things, or these are the particular parts or constraints that you can add after the table has been created. See, this is not important for GTU purpose because it is not asked in GTU. So don't bother about this thing, right? It was just for your learning and referring purpose only. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to email you this file, and what you have to do is you need to perform all these things in your Oracle once, and if you face any problems in this, just revert back to me. Okay, so I am just mailing you this file. Give me a moment, I will just mail you. By that time, is there any doubt in this? Anyone? Practical 3, part 3. Is there any doubt, anyone? Yes, anyone is having any doubts in this? Students, check your email. Have you received the file? Check your email. Have you received your file? Okay, second query of register table. Add check constraint. Name's first letter is always capital, right? Okay, so let me just open it again. So you see this is the query, right, Dirga? So what it says, see, alter tables to register, add constraint ck. Now why have I used this one substring function? Because I want to check only the first character. I don't want to check the complete name or all the characters. Okay, just a moment. Yeah, let me present my screen. Okay, now I think it is visible, right? Right, so what it says, add check constraint to check name's first letter is always capital. So I want to check only the first character as a capital. No other characters should be capital, but only the first character should be capital. So I do not have to compare all the characters. I need to compare only the first character. So what I will do, I need to first extract the first character, and then I need to compare that first character is in the capital case or not. So what I will do, I have checked, check function has been written, right? Substring function is always used to extract some of the characters from the given string, right? So I use substring function. I have passed the column name, that is name. Then I have said 1 comma 1. What does this mean? It means that start from the first character. 1 means start from the first character. And the second part of 1 means only extract the first character or only extract the one character. So what it says, name 1 comma 1 means start from the first character and extract only one character. So I will only extract the first character overall. Right, so substring of that particular part will be taken. So let us say here, instead of name, I am writing here, let us say single quotes, Dirga, your name only. So what will this do? It will start from the first character. So it will start from the first character, and it will extract only the first character or only one character. So it will only extract D. This will be extracted from this function. So this function will return only D. Now I have to check that D is in the upper case or not. So what I have done, instead of again here, it will again check whether the D is in the upper case or not. So this is what substring function does, and that is how we have checked the first character as capital. Now is it clear? we are going to check only the first character of a given string as a capital. So I have used substring function. Yes, any other doubts? Anyone in this? Have you received my email? Yes, have you received my email? Okay, then what you will do? You will first perform these queries in your Oracle and just check it out whether you are facing any problems or not. And give me the consent. I will be here with you. Any query, you just go through all the queries first, and if you have any doubt in that queries, just revert me back in this chat box. Yes, we will do it by next Monday. Is it okay? Yeah, that is okay. No issues. I will be creating a Google Classroom for Practical 3 today itself. So you need to upload Practical 3 PDF file there. Why you want to leave, Miloni? Okay, Disha. Yeah, all the students just go through the queries once, all the queries once, and if you have any doubts, just raise it. There are only 5 plus 5, 10 queries, so all are requested just to complete it right now only. Just check it out in your Oracle. Is it working or there are any issues or not? How many of you are doing those queries? And students, one more thing, if you are having holidays from tomorrow, that means you are having a suspended teaching from tomorrow till next Sunday, then probably you will have a new timetable from Monday. There will be the subjects added to your class like data structure as well as digital fundamentals. So complete GTU syllabus and subjects will be starting from Monday, right? So you will have a change in your timetable from Monday. If there is a leave from tomorrow, right, then you will be having a new timetable from next Monday, that is 17th of August. Otherwise, you are going to follow the same schedule till next Saturday if there is no leaves or holidays from tomorrow. That is the important thing that I want to say. Whatever updates regarding the leaves and holidays, no, data structure will be conducted by Tejas Chauhan sir in your class. So you will get a complete new timetable and Google Meet links in your calendar. So again, I will be creating a new Google Calendar for you, and you will be added in that calendar, and you will get the fresh links of all Google Calendars and Google Meets lately by, I can say, Thursday, because we have not received the timetables yet. So we are going to have the new Google Meet links lately by Thursday. Yeah, how many of you are performing the queries? The 5 plus 5 10 queries, I have already sent it in your email. Okay, other than Parthiv, who is performing? Okay, Dirga. So other than Parthiv and Dirga, no one is performing those queries. What are others doing right now other than this Parthiv and Dirga? Disha, Harshjit, Jay, Miloni, Nilsta, Niyati, Sanjana and Suhasini Ba. What are you doing? So Parthiv and Dirga, any issues in the queries till now? Whatever you performed? Okay, okay. Hello. હા સેશન ચાલુ છે હમણાં 10 મિનિટમાં પૂરું કરી દઉં છું હા હા ઓકે 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 હા હા ઓકે રેડી હાલો So I think all others are in the mood of holidays. I think so. Am I right? Yes, Miloni. I think Miloni alone is in the mood of holidays, no one else. Okay, what is the status of design engineering? Those who are left for the approvals on GTU portal. Last question from my side, because we don't have the design engineering labs in this week. So what is the update on design engineering? The team leaders, those who are already present, or the team members? No updates from anyone regarding design engineering also? Okay, great. Yeah, I have received the data from Parthiv's group. I have received only 3 data till now out of 13 groups of A and B batch. So fine, that is okay. Fine, that thing okay. Fine, okay. If there is nothing to be discussed more, let's end this session then. No issues. I can understand it's holiday time, it's festive time, so you want to enjoy it. No issues, we are ending this session, but you need to complete practical 3 and all tasks of this design engineering by this week only, that you know. Fine, so let's end this session. Thank you very much, guys. A very happy Janmashtami and a festive season to all of you. Thank you very much.